Hello there. Welcome to the fan perspective. And I'm about a minute away from another live draft. This is my third team. And for those of you who don't know, I have two other teams. I like to draft at different points during the season. First, like over the summer when fantasy drafting first opens up. Then the second one at the end of preseason, just before week 1 starts. And then another one before week 2, after we've seen week 1 and seen what some of these guys can do, have a little different perspective. And then if it's still, depending on if it's still available, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, sometimes it is and I just miss it. But if it's still available, then about halfway through the season, I'll usually pick up a fourth team, and I'll like to just try to see how well I can do. I decided that today I would record the first 2 rounds of this live draft so you can see, well, what people are doing. I have the 5th overall pick, and it begins. Let's see who goes number 1. In most of the drafts so far, it's been Arian Foster and Ray Rice going top 2. And usually with Sean McCoy somewhere in the top 5 as well. Surprisingly, yeah, Calvin Johnson has been going first round in almost every draft I've been I think in both of the previous drafts that I've done. The other videos are up if you want to go look at them. Thunder Buddies. I always hate having the first pick because you have to pretty much pick the perfect guy to carry your team the whole way. I actually like being able to pick later because then you have less to choose from, and you can make a smarter decision, and you don't feel like you screwed up and like, oh, I should have took this guy. I could have. I mean. Come on, pick. 3, 2. Okay. And he picked Ray Rice, first overall. Not too shocking. Rice did have a pretty good week 1. The entire Ravens offense looked good in their debut. And Darren McFadden, 2nd overall. That's the highest that I've seen him picked. Not gonna lie, Darren McFadden is a beast, but Arian Foster going 3rd, not at all surprised about that. And they took LaShawn McCoy, you bastards. So, who am I gonna take? Well, it's between. I usually take a QB or a halfback in the first round. I think it's between Aaron Rodgers or Matt Forte. I'd like to go with Forte, but honestly, I think Aaron is a good option. Don't you? Maybe I should go with Brady. I don't think I want to reach all the way down for Forte. Well, it's not that far down, but still, you get what I'm saying. He struggled a little bit last week, but that was the 49ers defense, and he still had a decent game. I think it's a solid pick. I think I gotta go with Rodgers. I'm gonna regret that, aren't I? I'm just kidding. I think it was a solid pick. MJD going first round. Not too shocked about that. He was projected as a first round selection, and early on the holdout lowered his value, but he played in week 1 and he looked up to form. Matt Forte just got selected, and then Calvin Johnson. He's, like I said, he has been going first round. I'm not shocked about that, though I could never select a wide receiver in the first round. And, well, Chris Johnson, number 1. Not too shocked about that. I mean, it is Chris Johnson, but at the same time, last season he had a very poor showing, and last week he had 4 rushing yards on 11 carries. Not really a great day. And then Tom Brady and Jimmy Graham, and now Drew Brees. I wonder who's going to be there when I get to pick. I'm probably going to end up going with a halfback then. I'm looking at Demarco Murray right now. I am looking at Demarco Murray for the moment. He played very well in the opener. And I like having consistency at halfback. And I like Larry Fitzgerald if he is available. I love Fitzgerald, but the quarterback situation in Arizona is not favorable. And I just don't like the idea of drafting a wide receiver or tight ends in the second round, even though that is what I've been doing, wide receiver and tight end in the second and third round. But I think today, unless this guy takes him right now, I think I'm going to end up grabbing Demarco Murray. I think that's a good call. And then I think there's plenty of depth at wide receiver that I can afford to let a few of these guys slip away. Fitzgerald, Green, Julio Jones, Victor Cruz. I would love to have one of those guys, especially Julio Jones. He looks like he's gonna have a huge season. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and get Murray. And Peyton Manning. I think that's a pretty decent pick. I mean, Peyton Manning, he is Peyton Manning. And I think he's going to have a pretty good year. But in Julio Jones, I picked Demarco Murray. He picked Julio Jones. And once again, back to the subject of Peyton Manning, it's really hard to tell. I think he will still be Peyton. And I think, yeah, for a second round pick, I think that is a pretty good deal. And we have an Adrian Peterson sighting. Not at all shocked by that. Yeah, he had that injury, but as he showed us in week 1, he is back to form. And to be honest, I'm shocked that it took till the second round. And why didn't I pick him? Well, easy. The Cowboys are a better team than the Vikings. I think they're going to have a better record. And you'll probably see DeMarco get more carries than AP. At least throughout the season as it's concerned. I think AP definitely has the strength and explosiveness, but overall I think as far as total workload, we might get more out of Murray at the end of the day. Though if AP had been available in the third, you know damn well I would have grabbed him. And Roddy White, the whole Atlanta offense is looking pretty strong. No one's picked up Matt Ryan yet. But he is going to be a steal in the later rounds to whoever gets him. Since Aaron Rodgers is my starter, I'm not really going to be looking too deep in too much for the backup QB. I am going to try to get one who I feel can be solid, but it's not a top priority. And looking at what wide receivers are available, who knows? I don't think I want to pick up Fitzgerald just because of what's going on in Arizona, but if he does slip to the 4th or 5th round, I might consider grabbing him up. Though I think, Jamal Charles and Victor Cruz, I think those could be 2 good guys. I might look at them. It all depends on what these guys are picking. And the last pick of the second round is Andre Johnson. That's pretty much followed the trend. So those are the first 2 rounds for you. And when I upload this video, I'll send you my entire team, my entire roster. You can give me your opinions on it. I think for the most part, it pretty much follows the same trend it's been following all off season. Not too many surprises here for me, at least personally. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting season. Look forward to my next video. And by the way, WNBA basketball. You should watch them. These women are amazing.